Okay, so this morning, it's a bit of an overcast day. This morning we're going to be planting our vines, and here they are as delivered in their box. Now this box, which we picked up yesterday from Mildura, from Chalmers Vineyard, contains 208 vines, and they come packaged in plastic, all bundled up, ready to go. Now I don't know if you can see, if I can get it out, bear with me, the size of them, but there they are. Put them down the ground here. So there they are, there's my foot next to it. So you're talking about maybe 50 centimetres long, I'd say, from top to bottom. And they'll be planted up to ground level about here. And here's the graft. So what we've got here is a rootstock. So it's written here. This is a 110 Richter clone rootstock, and the Sangiovese Mat 7 clone on top, which is just from here to the top. There's a very vigorous root growth. So that little bundle there contains, looks like 58 vines, very neatly packed. Just fit in the back seat of your car. And in they go. So we've got our rows prepped, getting our water ready, and we're going to dig some holes, fill them with water, and go from there. So we're digging some holes as the first step. You can also see in the background there that the vines are being kept in water the entire time. The roots must be kept wet. The hole is about 30 centimetres deep. It's already been ripped, so it's fairly soft. And here's another close look at the vine. Sorry about the focus here. It's just a bit too small to focus on, but there's the very, very small graft on top of the long rootstock. There's a little V there. It's been tied off. And you'll see on the stem the soil line down to the roots, which have been trimmed at the nursery about 10 centimetres long, keeping them nice and wet, as you can see. So done a very neat job there. Now here's our hole prepped, a little bit of water in there already. And we'll go to the next step, which is to make a slurry, really just a mud bath. In a professional vineyard, they'll be using a water injecting tool on the back of a tractor with a huge amount of water. The water does two things. It protects the vines for the first 2 to 3 weeks after planting. You don't need to irrigate, but it also helps get any air out of the system. This is a very manual process. We're down on our hands and knees for a couple of days doing the 200 vines. It was a very long process. Definitely want some knee pads in. So really we're just making a big mud bath. A lot of rocks in there too in our soil, so it's pretty hard on the hands. The hands were very sore after a couple of days. Now we're grabbing the roots. See that? Grabbing the roots, pushing the roots down into the mud at the bottom of the hole. That helps the roots to point down and also to protect them as they go in. So that's a very important technique. The rest of it, as you can see, is pretty straightforward. We simply backfill, and we're just making sure there are no air bubbles here. It doesn't need to be compacted. It really compacts itself. We found after we planted that it just turned into a bit of a concrete, almost like a hole after a couple of days. And just try and keep the stem as vertical as possible. These are pretty tough plants. We just don't want them to die during the transplanting process. And the water helps to do that. Just a bit of tender loving care. So we really just continue on, one after the other, digging, watering, and filling, keeping each of the vines to be planted, as you can see, in water the whole time. We don't want them to dry out. That's very important. It was quite warm days when we were planting. And the final step is to add a tree guard. We have a lot of hares and rabbits and other vermin that are going to come and try and attack these things. And also even the wind can also be a bit detrimental. So we've got the wind in there. I've got the vine guard in there. And as you can see, it's just a lot of hard work. And look, we come to the end. There's our vineyard planted. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you like my videos. Please don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.